right, guys.
All right.
Yellow. It is Tuga Tuesdays.
Right.
Fantastic weekend in the Primera Liga. Round 20. I can't believe it, man. Round 20 already.
Yeah.
Only 14 laps to go. We
Yeah.
got a different car in pole position right now because of
Yeah,
extra
because
factors,
of,
not on the pitch factors, not earning on the pitch. I'm not blaming anything here, okay? But you got the right number one, Mr. Benfica. But yeah, we're gonna talk about, of course, what happened there with the police and everything in the no game for sporting. I'll tell you the story also because it was crazy. I was gonna do 4 games in a row that day, and thank God that game suspended.
you got a break. Yeah.
I was like, come on, please, thank God, thank you for sending me this relief because I was
Nino
scared.
was the big winner on the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was. I'm telling you, I never was so happy to get a game suspended like I did that day.
I was not too happy.
I can imagine.
Oh my! It was sensational. But overall, the weekend, Jesus, turned out kind of crazy. Not so much to celebrate for the guys in the north side of the country, for the Dragons, for the Targaryens, you know.
We're Winterfell. we're House Stark.
You know, you're waiting for Jon Snow to save you guys because you need a savior there. I don't know if that guy speaks Portuguese or not. That's my thing. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to Tuga Tuesday. Welcome there, Gomez. Welcome, Mike D'Agostino, my dear friend Rui Pereira. And please give us your 30 seconds on the weekend. I wanna leave Derek for last because he Indian play, right? But Mikey, let's go with Mikey, number 1 in the nation, at least for now.
For now.
Yeah. What do you feel about the game?
For once, it was a stress-free game. I mean, held Gilles to 0.14 expected goals, so no opportunities. Nice and calm way to take 3 points and to put the pressure on Derek's boys a little bit. Yeah. We knew they didn't play, so I think that was extra motivation a little bit. And usually that's when we fall, is when we have an opportunity to do something like that. So I was very happy that the match went the way it did. We got to see some of the new guys a little bit. They're starting to integrate. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go in the next, several weeks. See how this team evolves now.
And the Kings score again. Huh?
And the Kings scored again.
Score again. Back to back.
He's not ready to give up his spot just yet.
Another goal.
Yeah.
Mr. Rui Pereira Jr., aka The Wall. Tell me about your team, your 30 seconds. This third draw of the season. Those 6 points are gonna hurt at the end, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Games like these are what decide championships, right? We've said this so many times, dropping points against the smaller teams. It's something about the relegation zone teams in Portugal this year where it's just we just can't get it done. Unfortunately, I think we did everything that we could. We had those 2 goals, but they were called back on offsides. There was a penalty that was controversial and whatever. I think it deflated the team. I think 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when there was no VAR, I think one of those goals would have counted and it would have been a different story. I thought overall in the game we were pretty much in control. We played pretty well for a draw in a game where we dropped points. I thought we were always in the driver's seat. We didn't really allow Riuaf to really just get any opportunities going. So that's like one of the positive things. But the unfortunate thing is just, being unlucky, 4 centimeters, 15 centimeters offsides. It is what it is. It's unfortunate that you're in that situation, but the law is the law, and shoulda, coulda, woulda. It was just one of those games. I didn't think it was terrible. So I think what I'm kind of happy out of all this is that we're kind of continuing a little bit more positive game. It's just unfortunate that we were in those situations.
Absolutely, and I was doing the show earlier today for the for Gold TV, the Portugal, the weekly recap, and you created a lot of chances, man.
Yeah.
You created a lot of chances on that game. It was just you're out of tune. You need to get an oil change or something, get new spark plugs or something in order to shoot better, right?
Yeah.
To shoot inside the three pipes. Mr. Derek Gomez,
Yeah.
were you? I mean, I know you guys didn't play, but in the end, so if you think about it, was it good to have a break, a fourth break?
No. I think that it's a
Because
momentum
you were
killer.
so hot, man. You were so hot. You didn't want to stop, right?
Yeah, it's a momentum killer more than anything. Plus the calendar is jam packed. We have a game tomorrow against Liga, and I fully expect to win that one. And what that the result of that is, you're going to get to the semifinals. The semifinals, it's 2 legs,
Mm-hmm.
so it's
Right.
2 games. 2 games. It's going to be against Benfica. It is what it is. So we got 2 games against Benfica. We already have 2 games against Young Boys for for the Europa League.
Right.
Which, again, I think that's going to be a good matchup. I think it's 50-50. But, if we get by them, it's just going to be another 2 games. So February is already jam-packed. If they do well in the European competition and, they're going to be involved in the semifinals of Taça Portugal, March is going to be pretty much jam-packed. I don't know when this game's going to happen. That's still up in the air. There's a bunch of, different variables. But I think this break, came at the worst time. I think we had a lot of momentum.
Man.
I do think that sometimes you can have too much rest, where you can develop a little rust. So I mean, it was just awful timing, really crummy timing. And I think
Braga
tomorrow,
coming, and then it's Braga coming, right?
yeah,
Braga
we got
coming
Braga
this
the
week,
weekend,
yeah.
but I think tomorrow is important. I think that because we didn't play in the weekend, we really have to take tomorrow really seriously. Put the best 11 out there, and just continue the hot streak, continue scoring goals, and that I think is the best tonic to prepare you for the game on the weekend against Braga.
Absolutely. And guys, just to let you know, this is not a Benfica shirt. Just clarifying that. This is a Peruvian
It's
shirt.
Peru.
Right? My national team, and I'm wearing this shirt. Today is a special day for me. And before I continue with this, everybody say hi to Matt. Hey, Matt, the guy who never sleeps in the UK. He's watching us.
Welcome.
Our
Yep.
number 1 fan.
Oh, Matt's is on here?
So,
Yeah.
right there. And because I saw today, you guys, I don't know if you know this guy. Probably you do, because we're soccer guys, right? My Peruvian player, right? Norberto Solano used to play for Newcastle in the Premier League 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was inducted today to the Hall of Fame
Nice.
for Newcastle United.
Mhm.
Oh, sweet.
That's something.
Yeah.
That's something. I was so pumped, man, when I saw the news. And guess what? Now that I'm learning a little bit how to play with this thing, I want to show you guys that. What is this right here? I want to share this thing right here. And there you go. It's maestrito.
Robert, back to Alan Shearer. Let it run to Solano.
Sound? Why is there no sound here? Okay.
Little maestro.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. They call him Nobby in the UK, Maestrito. And that nickname, you know who gave it to him? You guys know?
El
Diego
Maestro?
Armando Maradona.
Okay.
Oh,
Maradona, because when Solano went to Argentina, he was the highest transfer for a Peruvian player in '97. I think it was 1.7 mil. And he went to Boca Juniors and he played with Maradona. And when Maradona saw him, all right, this guy is special. So he called him, "You're Maestrito," because he was the master, right? So yeah, that's
that's awesome.
share that with you guys.
Well done.
Special for me, that one, man. It's just
Mhm.
top
What
quality player.
about Teo Cubillas?
Oh, that's an FC Porto.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. That could be. Yes,
No wonder why you get
that's-
so excited calling Porto games, Nino.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Yeah, I want to tell you this, right? So my buddy here, Mike, that was Tino, Mr. Benfica.
So we
That's
met.
how we met on Twitter, right? This is what he told me, right? You remember that? I want to share this.
I know
story,
exactly what
And he said this to me, Roy. Hey, can you please stop having orgasms when you call
When
Porto
Porto scores.
Come on. That's what he told me, man.
Love it.
That's how we met.
You laugh about it, and then he followed me. I followed him. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
Yep.
And today is crazy because today I usually got a lot of love from the fans, right?
Mhm.
But from time to time, I got one of these crazy dudes that they're all so, I don't know what's going on with these people. And he wrote to me on Instagram today. A long text. I was like,
Oh wow.
what is going on?
Yeah.
And I start reading. I'm like, please stop talking about because I was calling it was the Uruguayan League. The guy is a Peñarol fan, and Peñarol played yesterday, and Nacional played today.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's be honest, Peñarol sucks right now. They suck.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know me, guys. I tell you how it is. If they play bad, I'm gonna tell them to play bad. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say nothing to please don't get offended. No. I want to tell you how it is. So I never respond when I got these hate messages. I was like, you know what? I want to reply to this guy. So you think your team is playing good? So why they haven't won a couple of Libertadores since 1987? Tell me about that. You think you're gonna win a couple of Libertadores this year? You think your team is gonna win? You think your coach is gonna last the entire year? I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I'm sharing this right now. This is February 6th. I want to say by mid-April that coach is gone. And not because because I know these guys. I know how the operates. They have zero patience, man. Zero patience. In the last, I've been calling the league since 2019. I think it's like 10 coaches that they went through.
Yeah.
10.
That sounds like Sporting for crying out loud.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds
Right,
like
right. No, come on, man. You have Amorim. You can have Amorim. How long you have Amorim? For like 4 years. Come on, man.
4 years. Well, but you got to think about prior
But
to
before that, yeah.
Oh yeah, before that, yeah.
The
Okay,
carousel.
Like a revolving door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have
Whoa.
4 coaches in a season, you know.
Mm-hmm.
4 coaches in a season.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I thought it was only happening in South America, man.
That happened a lot. Yeah.
You guys know Uruguayans by chance or something?
It's like that in the Brazilian league too. You lose
That's
a game,
why
you're
Coates
gone.
is their captain.
That's it. Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. And all right, guys, I want to ask you this. Do you guys watch any of you watch the Arouca game? Arouca. It's Arouca, right?
Roca.
No.
I did not see it this
The
weekend.
Arouca game?
No.
I didn't see it, no.
Bro, let me tell you, I look at three games in a row. We're gonna jump, of course, on the big three now, but I want to mention this that they are on the rise, and I'm so happy for them because
I saw
beginning of
highlights.
the
Yeah.
season, they were just suffering.
They got
big.
something going the 2 Spanish players, that Mujica and that Cristo
Yeah,
Gonzalez.
Rafa.
Yeah,
They actually got 3.
Some chemistry between those
Yeah,
guys.
Jason, Rafa, and Cristo Gonzalez. The front court is all habla español for Arouca. What's Matt saying here? Given the BG and Braga, other opponents, believe Benfica and Sporting are due slip-ups this weekend. Huh?
I mean, it's going to be a crazy
It's a big
round.
weekend. It's a big weekend.
Big
Yeah.
weekend for
It is insane. I was reading. I was checking on the the next game, the next round for the Primera Liga, and wow, what kind of games that are coming up?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Benfica, since the other side of Lisbon has been shut down only for the weekend, only for the weekend. Okay.
Hopefully for just 1 week. Hopefully.
Just 1 week.
Yeah.
Just 1 week. All right. Okay. So, what's the You tell me, you gave me already your 30 seconds, but is this? I'm gonna say this again because I'm a poor guy, man. He might think that I hate Arthur Cabral, but I don't hate him. I just think that he's so slow, and he's not the caliber striker that Benfica needs. Is he on a rise for sure? Is it?
He's coming along. You know, he reminds me of the pivot in futsal that sits up top, holds two guys off, but he's to be, and then he dishes it, and he's proving to be useful in getting out of in transition because they're finding him. He's holding off two defenders, and then he's finding the midfielder to start the transition. So he's starting to understand his teammates, like what they need from him, and they're starting to understand what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and it's starting to come together. And he's scoring goals. I mean, he's scoring goals. I don't need him to go out and win any medals for sprinting. If you got pace in other players, you know, when you have a Rafa in your team, your striker doesn't have to be that sprinter because he can easily play it in behind for Rafa to run onto. Rafa had an off night and still had, I think, a goal and an assist on a night where he really didn't have a very good game or just a very active game, and he still found a way to be on the score sheet. So it's not, I admit, it's not nice to look at aesthetically. When you look at it, it doesn't look like, you know, the type of striker you want for your team. But when you roll back the tape and you look at the processes, you see that he does bring some things to the team, and they're starting to figure out how to use him better. And his head, Benfica haven't scored on corner kicks since I can remember, and they put two in this weekend, and he got that first one, getting the header.
And you got Di Maria delivering those
and Di Maria delivering good ones this weekend. So we got two off of corner kicks. So he's got his place in the team. Whether he's going to be the out and out number 9 week in, week out, probably not. I mean, I think at some point that you're going to see that shift where Marcos Leonardo probably takes over, but it also depends on the opponent too, because I think his game is going to suit certain opponents better than Marcos Leonardo's game is going to suit. And it's going to depend. I mean, again, we talked last week. We're going to be playing every 3 to 4 days now for a while. It's Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. Yeah. So it's going to be tough. So hectic. They're both going to get their minutes basically, and the team's going to be smart to know which one they're playing with and how to play to each of their strengths.
Absolutely. Now we have the question from Matt. Rui, then is everything okay with Steven Eustáquio? I don't know, but Alan Varela is playing fantastic. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, it has more to do with him.
How you feel? Is he becoming the lieutenant of the midfield for Porto?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like he has been all season. I think up until the last I don't know, maybe 3-4 games, he was just being more of a destroyer and a guy that was just sitting back, just cleaning out, screening the defense, being that disruptive player and just making simple passes. Now I think he's just building that confidence and just being more comfortable getting forward, making these more, threatening passes getting forward. And I think the team up top too has been a lot more threatening. They've been more in tune with one another, which is kind of, advancing the play for everyone else. I feel the entire attack is starting to play much better, get a rhythm, building a chemistry with one another, and that's why you start to see a little bit more fluidity among our attack. And Alan Varela is just really just grasping his opportunity to get involved and getting himself on the stat sheet with goals and assists. And even in this game, I thought he was just really, really creative in this past game, and it was just unfortunate for the team to not score. Otherwise, it would have been a great performance. So he's really settling down, and now he's being more threatening on the attacking side, not so much just defensively and making these simple passes. The kid's really, really intelligent, and he's adapted really well into this game. And as for Steven Eustáquio, I think he picked up a knock a couple of weeks ago, or 2 or 3 games ago, and then Sergio just brought in Nico Gonzalez in. I know he sat out in the Ferenc game, I believe. He wasn't even on the bench.
On the 18 now.
And Nico has been playing pretty well since he's been brought back into the starting 11. So it's good to have this rotation going. Eustachio was really, really good this year too. I think he was probably even a little bit better, I guess, on the stat sheet compared to Alan Varela. I don't know about overall throughout the entire season. So I'm not too worried about it. I think I don't know if he picked up a knock or Sergio just wants to give the keys to Nico to see what he can do, because it is a long season. We have Champions League coming around the corner, so you kind of want to get these players some sort of repetition to get used to being on the field and gain some sort of confidence. I think Sergio trusts Eustachio for the big games, but he wants to make sure that Nico gets his reps in as well. That's very, very key.
Yeah, and Mikey, back to you.
Yeah.
Speaking of players and positions, the most versatile player in the Primera Liga, it's crazy, right? That this is his second game playing as a left mid, and because Alex Baez was on his second game back, fully healthy now. They got that cover. It's just me, he's not having the same impact by playing in that position now that he's back onto his original position that he was brought in.
Well, he's going to have to reacclimate himself to the position, but he played, I think, 15 or 20 minutes the week before, and Roger went right to him this game. So, which surprises everyone that João Mario was sat, because everyone thinks that he's the coach's pet and that he never sits. But no, he is very versatile. I think he's cerebral. His mind is just steps ahead. And I think that's why he handles these change of positions so well. He just thinks the game so quickly, probably quicker than his feet can go. And he just, the team looked much more solid. And you even got a better outing from Moratu with Auschwitz in front of him versus what we normally see with João Mario, which usually the excuse I've always used why João Mario plays all the time is because he protects Moratu or whoever the left back that's filling in is. So that kind of went out the window because Auschwitz did just as well. Plus, he's very good at applying pressure high. Benfica pressed higher than they have in a long time in this game. They were able to recoup the ball higher up the pitch. And then that's what he does in his position. He moves the entire team up a little bit. And winning it in higher positions and then finding your dangerous players, finding your Rafas, your Di Marias, your Arthur Cabrals. And I think he also benefited having Tino back in the lineup. It makes everybody play better when Florentino's in the lineup. Yes, you can see when he loses a pass here or there and it comes out poorly. He wins the ball right back as soon as he makes the bad pass, though. It's a remarkable because he goes in, he wins the ball back, and then he gives it to the dribbler. He gives it to João Neves. He gives it to whoever's nearby to really progress the ball. So I think the combination of Florentino coming into the lineup and Auschwitz going back into midfield really solidified the midfield and that left side a lot compared to what we'd been seeing.
Mr. Gomez, were you spying your rivals for next weekend? Were you?
For this past week, the games that I watched. I watched the Porto game.
Okay.
But no, I just got the highlights of Braga. They won. They got 3 points. It's a big 3 points. It does seem that look, Jallo is back. He's 100% now. So he's getting back into it. Abdul Ruiz just scored again.
We were talking to him a few weeks ago. Now he's back.
Now he scored against Sporting and he scored again against Morenés. So he's starting to get production out of him. They do seem better than they were, when they were going through that little rough spell. And plus, they're going to be going into that game at Alvalade, knowing that just a few weeks back they beat Sporting. So they're going to go in with that, with that confidence that they can do it. They played Sporting twice this season, and Sporting hasn't beaten them. And I noticed in that. Yeah, so I noticed in the Taça da Liga game too. What they did was, they played with a low block against Sporting. Even though Braga is known for their attacking impetus, especially this season, they played with a low block against Sporting and it worked. With them, going on the road, playing at the Alvalade, I expect them to do the same thing. And it's going to be tough for Sporting to break these guys down. I think this is going to be a really tough one.
Yes, and you know what? Braga is been missing Banza for a while now because he's in the African Cup, and then they had the issue with Abel Ruiz not scoring. I was doing the I think did I call that game? Yes, I called. I called so many games this week and it was insane.
Yeah.
Man. Also, did I call that one too? Yeah, okay. And so everybody's talking about the Braga missing Simon Banza, and that's why they're not are the same high scoring machine that they've been for the first quarter of the season when they were putting more goals than anyone. Now they're behind. Now they're number 4. But I truly believe is that that's not the issue actually for.
Yeah, it's not.
The brain of the operation, of the soccer operations, has one name, and that is Ricardo Horta. And it's Ricardo Horta the one that is dropping his level of performances because he is the king of Braga, and when they're playing at the Municipality of Braga, he rules, and he rules with such an authority that he manages the tempo of the games in Braga, but he hasn't been that influential in the game, and of course you can add that Alvarito de Alo is missing 500 shots a night. You got Abel Ruiz that scored his second goal in the Premier Liga since October. Okay, and
I think Bruin being hurt also hurt.
Yeah, that's a big.
Bruma is a very dynamic player.
Bruma.
Yeah, with Bruma
I
and
think those two are more.
And Jabo was down for a few weeks. I think having those two dynamic guys down, obviously hurt their attack. It's just a combination of things. It's a confluence of things. Not having Banza there, Ricardo Horta not being as influential, and then having some dynamic players, not at 100% or out of the lineup. It's certainly impacted them. But I do see them. They're getting these pieces back, and they have a great team on paper. They really do. Plus, Al Musrati was hurt too.
Yeah, that was going to.
He's critical to their midfield.
That guy is awesome, man.
He's awesome.
I trust Mo.
He's a great player. He really can, he can really get the attack jump started. So, I think that once those pieces come back together, they're going to be a very dangerous opponent. They're out of the race, obviously, because they dropped too many points.
They're out. For me, they're out. They can still in the race.
They'll impact the race, though.
They can certainly race. Absolutely. Yeah, and Sunday will be their chance to do that.
So now, guys, we always talk about the dropping points against teams outside of the big three, and when it comes not only to losses but to draws, it's actually Sporting the one that they drew less games than anyone else, but. Putting that on the side, I want to put also that Benfica, after that initial loss, after that shocking loss, they're 19 games undefeated.
Yeah.
19 games undefeated. And it's just crazy. And so in these little numbers, and these little details, I posted this, Rui. They dropped points again. So that's 2, 4, 6. Those 6 points, honestly, right now, February 6th, 10:33 p.m. Eastern time. Do you think that you're going to catch up with the Lisbon guys?
I think I think we can catch up. I think we can catch up with one of them. If it was just between one other Lisbon team that is 7 or 8 points ahead, there's always that possibility of making that comeback. But when you need 2 teams to do that, maybe we can finish second. This is going to be really tough. I'm not gonna rule it out because I believe that we can still finish the season strong. But it's going to come down to Sporting and Benfica making mistakes. We have to beat both of them. coming.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's a game where they play each other, and I think a draw between both of them would be a good result. So it's, Porto has reached the point where they are just kind of, they have to do their job and win, but they also have to hope for things to go wrong. You have to have like this, this made up world that everything is going to be perfect for it to happen, and it's so hard for that to happen. I think this year both Lisbon sides are really good, especially Sporting too. I think they have just a slight upper edge over Benfica in terms of form, but there's still a lot of games to be played. And I don't see both of them slipping. Maybe one, but that's to be decided.
But you know what's crazy? What is really crazy is that the distance is not that far. Okay.
Yeah.
But in previous seasons, there were 10. I mean, there were double-digit leads, and they ended up right there. I mean, just right there, 2 points away. But now you see in these seasons of 6-5 points. Like, my God, I don't think that the team has what it takes to really overcome that smaller distance than other seasons.
Yeah, I mean, look at last year. Porto was down 10 points to Benfica in the beginning of April, and then they made it close to 2-2. Had Ivan Nilsson didn't hit the post against Braga, Porto would have got 2 more points. But then again, Benfica would have won on the tiebreaker. But it's crazy.
You were right there.
It was right there. And so it is crazy how this league can work out. Porto won a league one year where Benfica was up 7 points, and then Benfica won a league the year before where Porto was up 8 points. So it's like, it's never really over. But have we seen it in a 3-way race where the third place team needs to catch up when they're already 7 and 8 points behind? That's that you're kind of like grasping.
Prague too. I think that's what makes it difficult.
Yeah, it's when you have to catch up to 2 of them.
As opposed to, it makes all the difference. It really does. But
Mr. Pole Position. So for now.
Parentheses.
How do you feel? I mean, this is 14 laps, right? There 14 laps is a lot. It's a lot. I mean, the work could end in 14 weeks, okay? And but how do you feel? Because this is the first time that you are in pole position, are you? Right? This is the first time of the season, right? Or am I crazy? No, right?
I think we might have gone for a week somewhere. I don't know.
But this is, I think, this is the
I'm
second
not
time
sure.
of the season. Maybe,
Probably not, because we lost the first game, so I don't think we ever got in front of Sporting this season.
Yes, you're right.
I don't think so. Yeah.
This is the first time. Yeah, the first time. How sweet it is, huh?
Well,
it's not
okay. I think we've gone ahead for like an hour. That's it.
Look at that face, man. Everybody's worried, man, for their teams, man.
It's in our DNA, Nino. We can't get too confident because you get punished for that. No, this game this week is big. I mean, I wouldn't even be upset depending how the game goes. If we draw, there's times where that's a very acceptable result at Guimarães to leave there with the draw. So between the away match at Guimarães and the away match at Porto, I see it as we can draw one and win the other, I think, and then have to win all the rest of the games to set up the game with Sporting for essentially the title potentially. But I'm not going to sit comfortable. We know that Sporting still has a game in hand, and you always count those games in hand as points until they drop them. All right, if you're the team with the game in hand, you don't count it. But if you're the team that has the extra game, you count on your opponent having those 3 points until they drop it, and you just have to take. You have to focus on each individual match in those 90 minutes, and you can't get caught up looking at the calendar and seeing, because fans do this. They're like, okay, now we got 6 weeks until Sporting and Porto play each other. We can't lose a game till then. And that's a bad thought process, and you overlook somebody, and then just like last year, 10 points becomes 2 in the span of a couple of weeks. So hopefully they learned from that last year, and they just look at each opponent one at a time. I mean, Vitória Guimarães is going to be very tough in their stadium. That's always tough.
Yeah.
And, knowing that Sporting's playing Braga, I fully expect Sporting to win that game. I would think the players do too, because there's no reason not to believe that they're going to win this game because they've been so good all season.
And the king of the jinxes, Mr. Derek Gomez, who doubts that it's nighttime right now. You want to make sure. You want to go out there and find out it's nighttime. There's stars out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you told me that you didn't like it because it was a momentum killer, but so how do you feel? Because I asked you about the 30 seconds before, giving that they're not playing, but how real you think this is for you for Sporting?
With respect to like winning the title or like
yeah.
No, I mean I really do feel there's a real chance to win this year. I mean, I know that you've been saying this since round 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I'm not going to say that I think they're definitely going to win. I think that this is a really good chance for them, to win. Usually we're not in this position, where we're first place, into January, February. We've only dropped 8 points all season long, so this is like, pretty much new territory for Sporting. They're usually not in this position. But again, it's like we talked about this, I think, last week, where it just feels like every game is so damn important, even though we're in February, and it's still long.
Yeah.
It almost feels like there's 14 finals coming.
Yeah.
Every point is precious. So again, it's just, something can happen. I mean, look at what happened at the Taça de Liga, where Sporting hit the post 3 times and lost 1-0. Or Benfica with Estoril. I think Benfica could have scored 5 or 6 goals. And they tied 1-1 and they went out on penalties. So something weird like that can happen. I mean, Porto, had 2 goals called offside for a few centimeters. A penalty could have been a penalty, not a penalty. I mean, it's, Porto deserved to win, but they walked out of there with a draw. So it's, and anything can happen, but like these points are so precious, and every game could be so costly. So it's tough when it's this tight. It's really tough to say, oh, I really do think we're definitely going to win. You can't. I mean, I think any one of these 3 teams can still win, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But we all agree that it's a 3-team race. I think Braga is into the mix. But I know this is my perception, right? Maybe because I don't get to see the Taça games because I can watch it here on this side of the freaking planet, man, for some reason, right?
Yeah.
And we see the highlights, but that's different. But I don't know. It feels to me that they're like the 2 different dimensions, right? The Premier League is right here, and then the Tazas are right here, and not necessarily when you perform well in the Taza, that translates into
it doesn't always translate right
in the performances in the competition, in the title race. What do we think about that, guys? Rui?
Yeah, I look at the last 2 seasons. The champions of the last 2 seasons, they got knocked out in the Taça de Liga in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think it happened to Porto this year, but I mean, I'm not gonna say we're gonna win. We're not, but I don't think it's a direct reflection. I think it's not it's a completely different competition. I don't think teams go into this. I think it does them more of a favor just to get out. Because it's just another game that they don't really want to just tire themselves into an already compact season and a long season. So, is it nice to win the Taça Liga? Sure. But, competing in the league and making sure you qualify for the Champions League and even trying to win the league, obviously, is the most important thing, and going far into your European competition as well.
And Derek, look at that. What Matt posted in there. Porto versus Sporting is the 4th last game of the season. what effect will that have on the title race? Oh, that's gonna be.
It all depends.
Mike's gonna get his popcorn
so
ready
many-
for sure.
I hope.
Man.
Could be out of it by then. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, Porto
know-
needs to win that. I think Porto's going to have, actually, there's a nice little advantage. I think Porto's going to be home in both of the games
Both games,
against
yeah.
Yes.
And Benfica's away in both.
chance.
I agree with Red. They need to win both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
No,
can they
we
win both?
have to.
Can they win both?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think I can count on one hand how many times Sporting's gone in there in the league for the 30-something years I've been watching this game.
It's a lot. I
never-
got that game.
Yeah.
It's
I can count.
The
on one.
Dragão is electric.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's definitely the Porto sanctuary. They do so well at home, even in the Champions League. Even when they lose against the bigger sides, they just have like a great performance. That's when they really play their best footballs, when they have the crowd and they're playing on their home ground. That's when you kind of just see them playing at their best. So in big games, they do well at the Dragão. So hopefully that's the case here. We definitely need to go 2 out of 2 in these games to have some sort of chance back into the race to win it all.
and you know what? I think that game against the Porto is going to be even more crucial than the one against Benfica. And this season.
I
I
don't know.
Let me elaborate here.
I think the next game is.
Everybody
the
was
most
like, "Hey,
peaceful
wait,
game for
hold on a
everybody.
second.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you saying? Let me explain this. Okay? Because it feels
Are you
like
saying that it's going to be a title? It's just going to be a two-way race
I think
by
that's
that time.
what-
It's going to be
I think
Porto and
that's what he
Sporting and not Benfica.
That's what I.
Benfica's going to crash.
That's what I heard.
I don't see that.
no, that's not what I said. But it's interesting that you took it that way. I like it. But I wasn't going in that direction. My point on this was that it's more complicated for Sporting to win at the Do Dragão. I think it's a different value when they face Porto, because in the city derby, in the Lisbon derby, it's one for you, one for me. But when you go to Porto, it's like it's a different army that you're facing. It's a different army, and in order to, if you want to win the championship this year, you gotta beat Porto de Dragão in that last four game of the season. Now you can elaborate, Mr. Mikey, please.
Man.
Go.
So March 3rd, Benfica goes to the Dragão. So that, depending what happens there, that sets up potentially that fourth to last game, because
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the Dragão's a different animal. I think we all agree about that. That's a whole different animal of an away game. And you're catching. I think we're in a worse spot, because I think we're going to catch Porto right after they put in a real good result. And I'm going to say they're gonna beat Arsenal. And I've seen Porto gain so much momentum from European performances over the years. They get that big win, and then all of a sudden, it's like the snowball. It just starts rolling, and they turn into a machine. So I'm not holding my breath. I mean,
that's gonna be the key.
they're totally capable of still getting back in this, and totally capable of winning the two Clásicos, if you will. But it's the other games too that could rob them of that opportunity to get back into it by winning.
And that last game of the season with Braga, man, it's just
What
what an awful way to end the season. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that is a brutal way to end.
Yeah.
Stress
Man.
level's going to be
It all
high.
depends too on what
Yeah.
position Braga's in.
Can we fast forward to April already? Can we do that?
I think Braga would love to spoil the parade for Porto, for sure. Absolutely.
I think they would, yeah.
Yeah, and it's in Braga too. That's never never easy place for Porto. They struggle bad up in Braga. So
You know, I still have that game in my mind. I know you don't like Saido anymore, but that minute 94 goal at the Luz, man, at Stella Luz to win it, to clinch the title there. That just
I'll never hate Zaidu, but he cannot step foot on the field again. I love that guy, and it's not just because he scored the goal to win the championship at the Luz, but the guy's he's just a nice guy, you know. You just can't hate him, but he's so bad. He's so bad.
He's so past it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I like what Wendell's been bringing this season, despite all the inconsistencies and whatnot throughout the entire team, and the majority of the season so far. He's been pretty good when he's not getting red carded or whatever,
turnaround
or injured. So he's been pretty good this year. I thought the left back situation was going to be rough, but he's been all right.
And then Wendell, right? Wendell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think who's this guy? Well, I forgot the other guy that you have. Jesus, I forgot his name.
Galeno.
The left back that doesn't play for Porto anymore.
Alex Telles?
Huh? Which one?
Alex Telles?
No. The other guy.
Alexandro? Which one?
Jesus Christ.
I think he's thinking more recent.
I think he's thinking more recent. Yeah.
Recent. Was it left back or right back? Anyway, all right. It's that I'm crashing right now, man. I'm crashing right now. Because
Right back is usually.
it's just like I got like way too many names
Jesus
right now.
Corona? No?
Tecatita, no, Tecatita. That was he was the Austrians of that season. Remember?
Oh yeah, he
every
he's
position
around. Yeah.
He played in the.
He played so many positions.
Too.
Yeah, yeah.
He was so good. He was so good. That then he went south and never came back.
Yep.
But I do miss Tecatito. I got excited when I called his.
He had some good. He had some good seasons with Porto. Tecatito.
Yeah. He was great.
A couple of good ones. I would say 3. But the last one.
What it looks like with Porto is when their players get to that last year and they haven't re-signed and they haven't been sold, it seems like a throwaway year. Am I right, Rui? Like it seems like
100%, man.
Brahimi, Taremi. I mean,
Marega.
Yeah,
Marega was all right. He was
you know,
he was pretty good with us in the last season.
I liked him, man. Yeah.
I shouldn't say he was like pretty good. Yeah, he wasn't as great.
I thought Uribe was good.
Uribe was good. Yes, Uribe was maintained.
Yeah, I feel like he was. I felt like he was pretty inconsistent last year compared to the championship season. Still good and still reliable, but he was inconsistent. And I wanted him to stay one more year because of that leadership role that he could provide, but it was kind of good for him to go because I don't think this year he would get much playing time, especially with these young guys.
And you compare that to like Grimaldo last year, knowing he was going to leave, but he still managed to put in a really good season. I think Rafa's doing the same thing this year because I don't see how he's going to stay. I don't think Benfica's going to give him what he wants. And but it's funny. Some players don't handle that uncertainty very well. They want that move, they don't get it, and then I don't know if it's a mental thing where they check out or if they just don't come back from the disappointment. I think with Taremi, it was a disappointment that he seemed to not get over, and didn't really fit anymore. The team was going in a direction and he kind of missed the bus or something, and suddenly it didn't feel that way anymore. But it really, I think that's been really fascinating how some players get to that last year of the contract and you think they're going to play for the contract, play for that next move, and it's like the year goes by. It tanks.
Yeah, like I don't even want to see Taremi in the starting 11.
Yeah, you've said
right now because I think even Nielsen has just been playing so well.
You won't have to worry. There's no way he's going to be inserted in there. No way.
I don't know, man. Sergio loves that guy.
I know.
And I get how talented Taremi is because he's such a complete player, and teams do watch him more than other players because he's just so dynamic. And he's so well-rounded as a player, so he's the it factor. But just this year, he just can't get anything going. So Porto need to to stick with what works and that single striker. There was always that big question mark whether or not Ivan Nielsen could actually play alone up top without Taremi, because Ivan Nielsen blew up 2 years ago with Taremi, racking up so many assists to his goals and whatnot. But this year, when he's been the single striker, he's been so good in getting involved and not just getting opportunities. He's creating and linking up with the attack.
Very involved, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at 8 goals now.
Yeah.
And like 4 in the Champions League, I believe.
Yeah.
You got 4 in the Champions League too?
I think 4,
so.
He had a hat trick in one game.
When he wasn't
4 or 5
scoring
goals.
in the league, he was scoring in the Champions League. When he was
Yep.
slumping in the league, he was
by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, on his own right. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, guys, before we move to the boys in the relegation zone, we're just talking about strikers. Peter Parker, man. Peter Parker left us, man.
FC Dallas.
10 million. I mean,
Dallas,
that's a heck of a piece of business. With
amazing.
3 million in incentives. I mean,
Yeah. Hey, you got to take it.
that's great
Not bad,
business.
not bad. You know, I saw an interview of him, and they asked him, "Hey, how when the offer came, what do you think about that?" He was like, "Hey, I called my buddy Reggie Cannon."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they played together. That's right.
About your team, it's like, go, man, just go.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "All right, I'm going then."
10 million. See ya. He's not going to get 10 million.
it's a good
He's
move
not
for
going to get that kind of money in Portugal. So
Yeah. I think it's a good move
So
for
I think he's gonna do really good in the.
yeah,
MLS.
he'll probably earn a move back to Europe at some point. We've seen players come to MLS, have 2-3 good seasons, and go back. So,
And it's insane, right? It was unheard of, impossible, unthinkable years ago. I want to say a decade ago, right? I want to say a decade ago.
Yeah.
It was just impossible. Once you go to the MLS, you can
because MLS owners are only now starting to figure out the transfer market and that they can actually sell players.
Right.
They're just figuring it out in the last 4 or 5 years.
And guess what? The MLS, the MLS is the league with more sales to Europe than any other country in America. Okay, more than Brazil, Argentina, more than anyone. MLS.
10-15 years ago, a lot of these South American players would have ended up in the Portuguese league that are coming through MLS now. The Diego Rossi's, the names are escaping me, but you got these guys coming in from South America. They're playing well, and then they're getting their move. Miguel Almiron and eventually Thiago Almada. These guys, the eyes are here. They're watching these guys. And of course, MLS is spending 10-15 million to sell for 20. They're understanding the business finally.
But not only understanding the business, it's like this: the scouts, the eyes of Europe are in MLS
They're
now.
there, yeah.
Okay, so they're like, all right, so we can get good players out of here, right? So it's a cycle that it's coming so well for the MLS. All right, it's time now for the Jesus, man. These guys at the bottom of the table. I feel so bad, really, for Chavez and for Vizela. I think they're gonna get out of there, man.
Not there.
I don't think so.
I don't think that neither is gonna get out of there.
No.
None of the two. And
it's hard to see
the Chavez game. No, I was calling the other one because they were playing at the same time. The Vizela game.
Yeah.
They don't have firepower, man. They just can't
It's
score.
like they're dead in the water. It's just
Vizela made a huge mistake when they went away from Alvaro Pacheco.
We talked about it. Yeah,
There was no reason.
Pacheco rolling with Victoria Guimaraes, huh?
Exactly.
They really did. Yeah.
They had a change in their ownership or in the SAD, and they decided they wanted somebody. I think they brought in Tulipa, and he lasted 6 weeks or something. And they got rid of the guy who brought them from the 3rd division to the 1st division. Now he's up the road in Guimarães coaching them, fighting for a European spot, and they look doomed.
And they're gonna get it.
They're gonna get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're gonna get it.
I'll never understand that change.
No. But I think the genius move, Guimarães getting him.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, genius. When as soon as he became available, they're like, okay, Paul Tura, bye.
Bye.
Take a win. Yeah.
and their fortunes changed. They've come right back to where they normally are.
Yeah.
And then, I was seeing this guy, what's his name? Hector Hernandez for Chavez. He's 10th goal of the season. He's the new Frank Navarro of the Primera Liga, huh? Porto, are you gonna get in and then you're gonna sell it to Olympiacos or something?
Yeah, something. I guess the what is it? Olympiacos is the new
They're like
Wolverhampton.
Yeah,
I bet.
over there.
Blanco Demos is going to end up on Olympiacos.
Yeah.
Now he's the third goalie.
They got Jovan Cabral,
and they have the same owner. I think it's going to be a done deal. Andy Street.
They just got Jovan too. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Nino, was it Manafa that you were talking about?
I think it would have been Manafa. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
Manafa.
Yeah.
That one. Yes.
Yeah, I had this theory that the reason why Porto was winning and then fell off like towards the last game of the season. I mean, the last end of the season when we beat Benfica, he started every single game and we won all the games. And then when we sold him, that's it. We kind of just like lost that mojo. Manafa.
The jinx.
Manafa. Yeah.
Matt got to it.
Nice. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm pretty sure he said that he was not getting any sleep. That's why he decided to watch us. Thank you, man. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was gonna share this. Hold on a second. I love this thing that I have now. Share screen. And we're gonna go this right here. Right there. So this is the best 11 according to WhoScored.com
for the weekend.
Guys, you're gonna guys, what do you think about this? Can you see it right? Can you see it right?
I can see it.
It's too small.
No, I can see it.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right. So obviously on top we have the King, Arthur Cabral, with Andresito Silva from Vitória Guimarães. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They almost sold him, but he ended up staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
the Chico Conceição, of course, here.
Yes.
But he's. I mean, I'm so glad that Sergio took the decision to finally make him starter.
Why did he sub him off when he needed a goal late, though? I didn't understand that move.
I forgot who he brought in.
He brought in.
He was starting.
He brought in Danny Namasa. I think he was.
Just going for a striker.
Danny, right?
He was gassed.
Yeah,
he was gassed out towards the end of the game. The kid does so much work defensively as well. So he was pretty gassed, and we just needed fresh legs.
And he did seem frustrated there at the end.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with that.
He had an incredible game though.
I think so.
He was absolutely bossing the field.
Mm-hmm. He gave everything in that game.
So talking about incredible games, how about this guy right here, Mr. Joe Neves? My God, what a goal!
Yeah,
what a goal, Mikey.
I thought VAR was going to call a foul on it. To be honest,
it
was the smallest touch, but I thought they normally call that. I thought that goal was going to come back, but that one.
And it didn't. It was just. It was just. Man, what a beautiful goal! Beautiful goal.
Yep.
Alex Tobar returning and already making the team of the week.
Yeah.
You got Fernandez here from Vitória Guimarães. Look at how many. You got 3 players from Vitória Guimarães.
Yeah.
The
they're on good form. They're on really good form right now.
They are. Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of left backs, Mr. Wendell.
Yeah.
But I do have an issue with this selection right here. I think that I will go for Hugo Sousa from Chavez. I think I don't care that his team is dead last. That guy is an absolute monster under the pipes, man. I think he should have been on this position. That would have been my choice. Hugo Sousa from Chavez. That's the only issue that I have with this 11.
I think it just goes by their ratings and puts them in based on that rating.
Right. I know. They're rating. But I think my rating is better. Better
Okay.
for
Jonathan
Sosa.
had the clean sheet against Porto, so I mean, you can see where that comes from too.
Insane. And now,
Is it just like me, or is it like the bigger, like when us three play against the smaller teams, these goalkeepers, they just have
They have career.
they have like prime Iker Casillas matches. Like, I don't understand this, man.
Yeah.
Well, they're facing a lot more shots too. A lot of more shots.
Yeah.
So
They get
Yeah,
a good
when you
feel
keep
for
all
it.
of them out, it's like,
Yeah.
come on,
chance to shine.
what the hell?
That's how
What are you gonna do?
Samuel Portugal used to be like that for Portimonense. Every time we played him, it was like there was a glass shield behind him that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
oh my God. All right, guys. It is time now for what? Predictions.
There we go.
Oh no, predictions.
Predictions. You're seeing here right now. I can't mess up, right? Because before, remember, I was jumping up. I was missing games and stuff like that. All right. We're going to kick off on Friday with Estrella Amadora versus Portimonense. All right. Mikey, what do you think?
I see a 1-1 tie in this one. Strela's in a dogfight with Hiwav for that to get out of that 16th place spot. And Hiwav, I think, is going to pick up some steam here. They've made a couple good signings. I think they're probably gonna survive, and I think I think Strela's gonna be really in trouble. They're gonna need to get some points, and I think they're only gonna take one at home here against Portimonense.
Rui?
I'm gonna go with Portimonense winning this game. I'll go 2-0 with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Nice. Guess what? I'm going 2-1 on that one with a goal from my boy Ronnie Carrillo, the Ecuadorian. There you go. That's it.
I'm gonna go with
Derek?
I'm gonna go with Mikey's prediction. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think Esteban Maduro is trending the wrong way.
Yeah.
I know. Ooh, this game is gonna be cool, man. Farense versus Famalicão.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's gonna be. But I think they're gonna tie. But I think that there's gonna be goals. I think it's gonna be a 2-2 game. That one. Derek,
I'm gonna go with Farense 1-0.
Mikey,
I like what's happening down there.
2-1 for us.
2-1 friends. In Rui.
Man, these two teams are so
They're
close
so
to the
even.
table. Yeah, and Ference's goalkeeper has been really good for them this year too. He's really secured some points for them this season. Famalicão is just so well experienced too. In the last few years, they've just seemed to be finishing in the same spot over and over again.
Consistent.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Is Ferenc home this game?
They are.
They are. Yeah, I'll go with them winning 1-0, and Ricardo Velho is gonna have a sensational performance.
Nice. Richie Velo is awesome, man. He's awesome. And all right, this game. Moreirense versus Chavez. I would say that if you asked me for this game 3 weeks ago, I would say Moreirense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no contest. But now, I don't know.
They're trending downward.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a draw, a dramatic one, a 1-1. Late goal for Nectar Hernandez, minute 93 to get the point for Chavez. Mikey, what do you say?
I'm going to say 2-1 Moreirense. I think they still got enough to beat Chaves, and I have very little faith in Chaves at this point.
Yeah, I think
I'll go 1-0 Moreirense. I think that
1-0
losing the striker to the Chinese league there, the Andre Luis. I think it's been a big loss for them because I think he was their reference point up in the attack. Yeah, and losing that guy
in the air was just
it's affected their performances over the last month. I mean, you can just tell they're not really scoring many goals. So, but I do think they'll have enough. But it'll be 1-0.
Roy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them winning as well. I'll go 2-0 as well for Moreirense. I think they're still a good team. They played some pretty good teams in the last 3 rounds in the league. They lost to Porto 5-0, which there's no shame in that. Losing to Braga as well, but getting a key win against Famalicão, who's a team that's as I mentioned, they're always in the middle of the table, and they're never easy. They're a frustrating side, and that's kind of their sanctuary in the middle of the table in the Portuguese league. So that's always a big win, and they're in 6th place still. So it was definitely a key victory. So they'll bounce back and they'll get a couple of goals.
Boavista Estoril, I see a shocker here. I think the visitors are going to take it on the Panthers, the poor Panthers. My God, I want to say 2-1 Estoril. Rui?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so too. I think Estudiante's trying to get further and further away from the relegation zone, and I think Boavista have just lost so much steam since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They were in contention for the first 6 weeks of the season for first place, and they've lost a lot of ground ever since. They're just not the same team. They have so many issues within the club that's been going on, and it's been obviously holding them back and affecting them on the field. I'm going to go with the Studio as well. I think they have a lot to prove, and they need to win.
Mikey, you say yes too?
Yeah, 2-0 Estoril.
Hey, hold on a second. We're missing here the predictions from Matt, man. Matt, come on.
I'll say-
Jesus. Okay,
There he
we
is.
got Matt.
He's
Boavista.
Wow.
All right.
I'll
You
go-
got
I'll go-
Moreirense 2-0.
yeah.
And the Farense 1-1. Okay. We got you,
Oh,
man.
look at that.
Sorry, I forgot about you, man. I'm gonna get you in the mix. All right. What's next? Rio Ave versus Casapia. Jesus, man. Is anyone want to score in this game?
It'll be a low
I don't know.
score.
I don't think so. I don't see any goals in this game. And now they
gonna
won't
go
find
with-
it.
I'm gonna go with 1-0 for Rewav.
I'm with Derek. 1-0 to Rio Ave.
I would say 0-0. Rui?
Yeah, I'll go with them. Just by actually, I'm gonna go with a draw on this one. I think,
With goals or no goals?
yeah, 0-0.
It could be.
All right, so the three of us, I believe, right? And Matt, because Matt says Rio Ave, Nail, and Casapia Nail too. Nail too. All right. Coming to the crucial games, huh? Sporting versus Braga. I'll take Sporting. I'm gonna say 2-1. Paulinho and Djokovic. I wanted to leave there going for last, okay? Mr. Mikey,
I'm gonna say 3-1 Sporting.
3-1. Rui?
Yeah, 2-1 Sporting.
2-1
They got a lot to. I think they're at home.
Yeah,
I think they're going to beat Braga for sure. I think they're just that much better.
Derek G?
I got such a bad feeling.
that's why I saved him for last.
Such a bad feeling. I got such a.
I knew it, man. I know you, man.
Something weird's gonna happen in this game.
Something weird's gonna happen. Jesus, all right.
Yeah.
And look at that. Matt is saying the same thing. Huh? Matt is saying 1-1. But you, what are you saying? You're gonna lose this game?
I think we might lose.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Game.
Wow.
Yeah. I got a bad feeling that Braga just. It's been 2 games.
All right, okay. We're gonna do something now. Okay, we're gonna place a bet here on the show. Everybody is believing in your team, and you don't. Okay, and so what happens? What do you need to do, baby, if your team loses? I mean, if your team wins, better wins with authority, 3-1, an outstanding victory over Braga. Guys, think about something. All right.
Oh, man.
What should Derek do, man? Are you gonna dye your hair green? Huh?
Yeah. I don't know.
What about that?
Maybe.
Not green. Don't dye your hair, but do something.
You have to wear a Benfica hat and a Porto scarf.
Oh my.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's what you have to do.
All right. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Don't ever go against your team.
Are you okay with that, Derek?
I got such a bad feeling. Yeah, 'cause I got a really bad feeling, guys. I don't
Yeah, but come on. I mean, but if you win, you remember you're gonna wear a Benfica's hat and a Porto scarf.
I gotta dig these things out. Yeah.
All right.
You must have plenty of them laying around, right?
yeah. I
All
guess.
right. Oh my! And 14 the games, 14 there. All right. All right. Next one is Vitória Guimarães versus Benfica. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, Benfica's gonna win. Yeah, Benfica's gonna win. They're gonna win big. I think they're gonna win 3-1. That's my call. Mr. Rui.
I'm going with a draw on this one.
Wow.
Woo!
Guimarães is at home. That's never an easy place, especially when
Never.
that crowd gets into it.
Mhm.
I think
That's it.
you know,
It's
obviously
awesome.
there's
I love it.
that's just my gut prediction on this. Benfica really needs to get an early goal to just kind of control the tempo in the game, the atmosphere, because once that crowd gets involved, it's never easy. It's a giant storm, and it's an uphill battle for sure. And Guimarães loves playing at home. They have a great track record there, and that's their place. So, you know, if they get ahead 1-0, I can definitely see them walking out with at least a draw on this one. I think it's going to be 2-2.
Wow. Oh, man.
It's gonna be a wild one. I think we're gonna see a red card, maybe a penalty. I know Twitter's gonna go crazy after this one. I'm gonna go with that 2-2.
Boy, I don't have a schedule up yet, but probably most likely I'm gonna end up coming those games. Matt says 1-1, and he said that he was tempted to say 1-0, but he couldn't. So,
I'm gonna go.
Mr. Benfica,
I'm gonna go Benfica.
tell me your prediction.
Okay. It's gonna be a tough one, but it's gonna be Benfica 2, Guimarães 1. They're gonna eke out one, hanging on for dear life.
All right, Derek G.
I'm gonna go 1-0 for Benfica. It's gonna be a tough game.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be 1-0.
All right. I'm the only one who goes with the bold prediction, but it's all good. It's all good because you know me. I'm a crazy delusional soccer junkie, and I love high scoring games. Stop sharing here and back to the big four. And it's time for us, guys, to say goodbye tonight. I appreciate your contribution.
What about-
we
what about-
had fun. We got a good time.
Oh,
And,
what was that?
What
see you this week.
are the predictions for the Porto game?
He already knows Porto's gonna lose, so he doesn't want
Oh
to
yeah.
cover that.
When does that must come later?
Did I say Porto? Did I miss the Porto game?
Yeah, you missed a couple. You got
Yeah.
Gil Vicente and Vizela too.
I did it.
Yeah.
I got the list in front of me, and I missed it. Man, you see, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. All right. What was the Porto against who?
It's because it's on Monday.
Oh, no.
Aroca
Oh.
Porto on Monday.
Yeah, Aroca Porto.
Aroca Porto. Ooh. Rui, I'm sorry, man, but
I know, it's all right.
it's just I think that you're not gonna win this game.
Wow.
Are you calling that game?
Huh?
Are you calling that game?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna
Yeah.
have a good time. You're gonna call Ivan Nielsen 3 times in that game. He's gonna get a hat trick. I'm going with
Okay.
another 5-0 win for Porto in this one. We're back.
This is recorded.
5-0.
So we're gonna go back to the archives. We got 5-0.
5-0.
All right.
And
all right. I'll
Wendell's gonna
remember
score
that.
too.
You know I'm gonna remember that. All right. It's Mikey. What do you say?
2-0 Porto. They're not
Porto?
going to slip up 2 weeks in a row.
I'm gonna go.
They're too
Yeah,
good for that.
I think Porto's gonna look at this game like they looked at the Braga game 2 weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna be up for this game because Aroca's been in great form.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready to go. I think they're gonna win 3-1.
3-1. All right. 3 goals, 5 goals. I'm the only one who says I want to say 2-2 on this one. But yeah, I don't know. But which one? Did I miss another game? Jesus, did I miss another game? Did I?
Yeah,
Gil
think it was-
Vicente Vizela
yeah,
on Tuesday.
The next
on Tuga Tuesdays.
On Tuga Tuesday.
We'll talk about it next Tuesday. Yeah.
Gil Vicente, I take my Gilisas. I love Gil. It's in Barcelos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I take Gil Vicente.
Yeah.
I take Gil Vicente on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3-1.
I want to say
Two goals from Mr. Fujimoto. Kanya Fujimoto. One from Murillo and one from my boy. From Chucho Castillo. Jesus Castillo is the number 6 Peruvian. I'm so happy for him. He's getting minutes now. It took him a while, but now he's in starting 11. And you'll see, guys. I think next season is gonna be his confirmation in the Primera Liga. He's still learning, but he's a heck of a player. It just, again, I don't know why I see again this lack of confidence on my Peruvian players, man. It happened with Percy Lisa, who also went to Marítimo. The guy was a disaster. I mean, he played and he was flat out bad, and now he's in some random team here in the Liga Uno in Peru. It's a shame because the guy he has everything to be the striker for any team, but this right here, bro, this it's just
the hard part. That's the hard part.
Because you can be all the all the fit that you can shoot the ball, run, jump, whatever you want to do it, but if your brain is not in the right place, nothing else matters, man.
Yeah,
nothing else matters, and that's a shame. That this is, I think that's probably the biggest problem for Peruvian players. They don't believe in themselves that they can win it all. When you go to Argentina, they're like, we're gonna fight for the championship, we're gonna win the World Cup. No, we're like, oh no, we're gonna see how it goes. Fuck off.
Oh man, that's like sporting mentality, man.
Come on, man. Remember, guys, if it's a scarf, what is it? Porto hat and Benfica scarf. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
I have a Liverpool jersey, so I'll wear that too.
No, that's bad enough already. Yeah, you can wear that.
No. So, my friend Roy, getting that big hat, man. Those big ones. Those like the Cubs wearing. Those big ones. Yeah. One of those.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. So I'm gonna get it to Derek. So now I'm not missing any more games. Jesus. All right, guys. Now, it's time for us to leave, and see you next week. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Yes.
For coming out.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.